Welcome, everyone. We were going to do a full resort tour of Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort this evening.
And then this happened.
So instead, we're going to do part of a resort tour here tonight, here in this room, which is a preferred room near the Port Royal lobby main building. Then, we're going to time travel to tomorrow morning when it's supposed to be beautiful and sunny and show you the rest of the resort. So first off, you have the basic hotel amenities. You have an air conditioner for when it gets a little bit hot, which in Florida it tends to do. You have a table, you have an eating area, 2 chairs, you can put a laptop there as we've been doing for the past couple of nights. You have drawers to put your clothes away in. There is a fridge. It took us a while to find, but it is tucked in back there. Then, of course, you have, in our room at least, 2 queen beds. I believe you can get a king bed, maybe not in a preferred room because there's only so many of them. But we had a king bed previously booked in a non-preferred room, and then they bumped us up to a preferred room when we changed our travel dates. Usually when we're staying, we'll go ahead and just lock that. And there is a room occupied. We're off to Neverland tag that you can put on the door to keep the maids from coming in. But during the pandemic, the maids are only coming in once every 2 or 3 days anyway, and they're really not touching your stuff. They're doing like surfaces, they're replacing amenities, and they're replacing some of the towels depending on whether or not you've signaled that you need a replacement. There is an area over here with hooks where you can hang umbrellas, as we have tonight. You can hang Loungefly backpacks like Katie did. You can hang masks, you can hang coats, you can hang keys, whatever you need to. You can even probably hang magic bands, but I just crammed mine up there. Down below, there's an empty space where we've just kind of crammed all of our suitcases right now because this is actually not our first night in this room. We actually went straight to the parks when we got here, so we had to clean up a little bit in order to do a room tour for you. You going to open up the curtains for us? So there is an outer layer of curtains which gives you your shield from the light. You also have the sheath that gives you a little bit more privacy if you want a little bit more light in the room. Preferred room does not necessarily mean that you have a great view. As you can see, we're looking out into the courtyard, but it does mean that you're close to either the lobby or to the Skyliner station or to the bus stops. Any of those areas could qualify as preferred. We just happen to be in a perfect spot where we're equidistant from all 3, and that is, we're in building 32, I believe, Barbados area. So if you're interested, you can always request that room. They do give you kind of a roadmap as to what they've done to keep you safe during COVID-19. Enhanced cleaning of every room includes door handles, pulls and knobs, light switches and controls, closet amenities, beverage area, bathroom fixtures and surfaces, bathroom amenities, thermostat and electric controls, bedding, electronic devices, hard surfaces and flooring, and clean and wrapped amenities. Actually, one example of this is one that we've left intact for the entirety of our stay because we haven't actually spent a ton of time in this room. This remote came to us wrapped, shrink wrapped, and it was marked cleaned, so we knew, ooh, focus please. There we go. It was marked cleaned, so we knew coming in that it had just been cleaned and we could safely touch and use it. But other amenities over here, like these plastic cups that they gave us for water, there were 3 of them. We used 1, and all of these prepackaged different coffee and tea items. These all come separate and prepackaged, and anything that would normally be stacked, like the cups or the remote, have kind of been individually shrink wrapped for protection. The very first thing I noticed about this room is that there are plug outlets everywhere and USB outlets next to every single plug. So this is our GoPro double battery charger. We're not charging anything at the moment, although we're going to need to sometime tonight. There are 2 outlets here on this table, this dresser area. There were 2 plug outlets down here right next to it. Over here near the bed, we actually do have something charging here. This is a portable battery. There are 2 more outlets and then 2 more USB outlets. If I can get it to focus. There we go. 2 more USB outlets. It's hidden initially, but there is another row of outlets down here, one of which is being occupied by the coffee machine. But if you don't drink coffee, there's no reason you need to bother with that. Same deal. 2 USB outlets right next to it. Now the dresser comes with 1 extra pillow tucked in here. This came this way. We haven't used this pillow, so this is as it was originally delivered to us. This other one was empty when we got here, but we shoved a bunch of dirty clothes into it, so we won't open that one just now. Underneath, we have
more drawers.
a additional dresser drawers underneath this bench here. And this one is a trick.
Not a drawer.
It's not a drawer. This is where your fridge is.
The fridge.
So preferred rooms do not come with a microwave, but they do come with a fridge. So if you're looking for it and you haven't found it after the first day like we did, you probably haven't been looking in the right place. The other thing about that area is that it's not just a bench and a set of dressers. It's also a third bed. So this is a twin, and it tucks up underneath of the dresser here and the surface underneath the TV. I'm not even sure I can call it a dresser at that point.
False dresser.
False dresser. You have Mickey and Pluto curled up. I think there's a light under here too. You see it?
Mm-hmm. I think there. Oh no, those ones are at the Riviera.
Shortchanged. Well, that's fine. If you're using this, you're probably sleeping a small child here. I don't think this is intended for a full-size adult.
Either well, I think an adult can stay on it. It's either your grandma bed or your extra kid bed or cousin Bobby who tagged along.
Cousin Bobby. This room will easily sleep 5 people with that extra bed there. So you have to be careful about how much weight you put on those trundle beds.
I mean, I maybe wouldn't put a 6-foot-tall, 250-pound man.
I probably wouldn't sleep on that bed personally.
It's short too.
Yeah, only half of it is being supported by something underneath.
5 feet would probably be dangling off the edge.
I mean, even a family of 5 with a couple of kids, mom and dad can sleep 1, kid 1 and 2 can sleep 2, kid number 3 can sleep there very easily. And pretty comfortably, too. Sink area, fairly standard for any hotel. Nothing unique about this area, except for that Disney has provided its standard H2O. I hope that's in focus. This tiny little thumbnail screen's not particularly good at telling me. So they have their H2O body lotion here. They give you a bar of soap and some tissues. We actually had 3 towels over here. We used one of them. And the maid service here, they have a tag that says if you leave it on the floor, they will replace it. If you leave it hanging up, they won't. I didn't read that until it was too late. The maids had already come and not replaced the towels. So we were missing 1, but normally there would be a stack of 3 there to make a hidden Mickey. Underneath, there is an area for some stuff of your own. Another outlet if you need to charge like a shaving kit or something, or electric razor. We've stuffed a bunch of our stuff under there for the time being just to keep it out of the way. But here's some additional towels as well. The hair dryer here is not ours. This was provided by Disney. So you can find this underneath the sink. Some extra toilet paper, an extra tissue box if you need it. Over in this area, more of our stuff. We've been here for a couple of days, folks. Shirts and dresses and whatnot can be hung up here. They did provide the hangers. Over here are a trash and a recycling bin, respectively. They do empty these when they come in for maid service. It's one of the limited service offerings that they provide during the COVID pandemic. Up here, if you can't read, I can't help you. I put my shoes up here, but you can put whatever you need to. This is just a storage shelf like the one that's over there across the room. Then we have our safe for valuables. We have iron and an ironing board. This is a good space for luggage as well. We shoved Katie's suitcase over in here for the time being. In the bathroom itself, again, nothing crazy. Towel service everywhere. If you want those towels replaced, you do need to put them either on the floor or in the hamper or something. Something to indicate that they're dirty, because if they're hung up, they're not going to be replaced. We think that this bathroom vent was supposed to activate automatically when we open this bathroom door here, because when we open the door, we can kind of hear something click over here like it's supposed to be firing. But we haven't had a fan since we started here. It hasn't really impacted our quality of life at this hotel, but let me know in the comments if you have a different result with this over here. I think this might possibly be broken. Of course, one of the nice things about going to a Disney resort, no matter where it is that they always provide these H2O Plus canisters here, so you never have to travel with shampoo, although I definitely did. They have shampoo, they have conditioner, and they have body wash available. And I know that people like to fill up little bottles with these and take them home. I haven't tried the Disney H2O resort offerings here, but if you're a fan of them, here they are. This up here, we found out from watching someone else's vlog actually, that this line actually connects to this rack over here if you need it to hang up clothes. Forgot to mention that there is a makeup mirror here as well. It's me. Now there is a actual toilet area door for privacy when you need to do your business. But if you have multiple people getting ready in the morning and you need an added layer of privacy, there's another option. Problem solved. These doors are on rollers and they are incredibly noisy, so you will not be able to sleep through their movement most likely if you have soft sleepers. However, they are really good for privacy. They do kind of segment off this entire area. Oops. And they really build momentum. So they siphon off the bathroom area and keep you kind of contained in here. Each bed has an independently controlled light right above the headboard. You can come down here to flip this on or off. Both of them have them, like I say, so there's one above the second bed as well. This middle one actually controls a ceiling fan. Nice if you don't want to freeze yourself to death with the air conditioner overnight. You can also get that air circulating, see if that makes a difference. Naturally, we didn't measure it, but this is a fairly sizable TV. When you turn it on, it's always going to default to your Disney Parks information, the classic hotel screen everyone loves so much. It tells you all about what the different park offerings are, what time they open, how to get there, etc., etc. If you tune in to channel 74, I think, they actually have a pre-recorded version of the Happily Ever After fireworks airing every night in every hotel room from a certain time to a certain time in the evening. I think it's 8 to 10 or 8 to 11.
6 to 10.
6 to 10. Okay, that works too. So after nightfall, pretty much, you can tune in to watch the Happily Ever After fireworks, which aren't going on right now in the parks due to the pandemic and the social distancing restrictions, which makes it really nice that you can lie back in your bed and appreciate what little bits of magic have been previously recorded. And of course, the most mission-critical thing in any hotel room is how comfortable the bed is. How comfortable would you say the bed is?
Well, I was able to fall asleep, so I'd say it's fine.
So there's your room tour of our preferred room here in the Barbados area at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. We're now going to go out to dinner because the rain has temporarily stopped, and we're going to use this brief window to grab a bite to eat before it gets too late and our stomachs start eating themselves. When we come back, it'll be tomorrow. Time travel! Whatcha? If you're coming to the Caribbean Beach Resort by way of Disney's Magical Express, by Uber, Lyft, or airport transportation, they're always going to drop you off right here at Old Port Royale. Royal? Royale. They do have bellhop services here even during the COVID-19 pandemic. They will help you with your luggage. We actually, when we got here, were asked if we needed a bellhop to help us get our luggage to our room, since it was a second-story room and it was a little bit further out.
No, we were close enough. We just did it ourselves.
Yeah. But they do offer those services to you if you need them. So when you walk up, just check in with bell services if no one greets you, and they'll give you a hand. There are several pools on property here at Caribbean Beach Resort. The most prominent one, the central one I guess, is the Fuentes del Morro pool, which is right outside the main lobby building here at Old Port Royal. So this pool is operating. We were actually planning to go into the pool sometime earlier this morning. We just found out that they have modified pool hours. Usually this pool would be open starting at 7. Today it's open starting at 10. A little bit late for a swim since we're trying to hit the parks today. But it does look like an amazing pool that we would very much like to try. Very much worth mentioning that when you're in the pool area, you do not need a mask if you're in the pool. You do need a mask if you're near the pool, sitting around sunbathing. They're pretty strict about that. in addition to splash pad, water slides, and a main pool area, you also have this adult-oriented spa area over to the, I guess, west side of the pool. Little hot tub here, some sunbathing options for you. We may actually give this a try later. All over the property you'll find these little sand pits where you have hammocks and chairs and palm trees, pretty much everything set up so that you can have your little private island paradise here. I haven't been able to keep Katie away from these hammocks. The connective tissue between one side of the lake and the other to keep the resort intact is this Caribbean Cay area, which is a little island walkthrough. Literally, you cross a bridge, you're in the middle of the lake, and then you cross another bridge to get to the other side. They do have play areas, sand pits, a little mini bar over there, and I think I saw earlier some gazebo style areas where you can
gazebo, like sitting.
Yeah, there's one right over there.
It appears a lot of these areas are closed right now. Of course, the playground is not open.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it's. I assume under normal operations, it's
right. Under normal circumstances, the Caribbean Cay Playground would be a great place for your kids to hang out and have some fun while you sit and watch the Skyliner go overhead. And pretty close as well to Port Royal and the main food areas as well. So if you have like a mobile order you're waiting for, this could be a great place to do it. Save for the fact that a lot of the areas, like Katie said, are going to be closed right now. Sebastian's Bistro is one of many restaurants on Disney Resort and Park property that is temporarily closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Either they're not able to socially distance super well in this establishment, or they don't have the staff or the culinary people that are necessary in order to open it. So, as you said, I think earlier, temporarily closed indefinitely. Very nearby Old Port Royal and the main pool area is this barside pool, Banana Cabana, which is open but has very limited seating available. It's kind of indoor-outdoor hybrid, it's open air. So I would make a reservation if you want to eat here. The bar menu is pretty expansive, but it's going to be tough to squeeze yourself in and socially distance on a crowded weekend night. So we just got the notification that our mobile order is ready. We're going to go ahead and head inside, where you can find the Centertown Marketplace and where you can find the gift shop, the main reservation. I'm actually going to pick up another mask because this one does not match my outfit very well, although it is cute. So let's head on inside, everyone. Check out what the inside area of Port Royal has to offer you. Good morning. Pick up window 2. Thank you very much. Thank you. Order pickup's going to be in the right lane. And they do have indoor seating here. The tables are socially distant to the best of their ability. Got a little bit of hand sanitizer. Thank you very much.
Did you get a soda?
Yes, fountain. If you've placed a mobile order that includes a fountain beverage, coffee, tea, anything like that that needs to be in its own container and does not come in a bottle, you will actually pick it up around the corner. They all have receipts printed that show when someone has mobile ordered something. If you haven't placed a mobile order, you can scan a QR code that they have on the counter, place an order with them, and get it filled quickly. But if you have already placed it, all you have to do is tell them what you want. They'll check a receipt for your name, and then they'll grab it for you. All of your options to get forks, knives, spoons are still here. Napkins as well. Starting to lose mobility here. Ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, honey mustard, pretty much everything you could ever need. I need syrup. I'm not seeing it. Oh. It's right there. I have to bring my food to it. So as you can imagine, with limited seating, you won't always find a seat indoors, especially because some sections have been fenced off for the time being. And it can get a little bit crowded in here it can seem a little bit crowded in here if you're not able to find a seat right away.
Hopefully mobile order is keeping people moving along a little bit better than regular cooking.
walking up, walking up and making an order.
I mean, the idea is like you wait till it's ready instead of coming in there and there snagging a table and waiting for your food.
Right.
Which is nice.
And you can also take the food and walk away too. You can take your tray back to your hotel room.
Yeah.
As far as the food goes, it's not the finest on property, but it does suffice. We've been here 3 times just by the virtue of
Convenience.
yeah.
And being up eating dinner so late.
It's true. Centertown Marketplace is open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So they're open early, they're open late, and we wind up eating here a lot more often than we had planned to because we eat snacks and whatnot in the parks and then forget to have real meals and then get hungry around 8:30 or 9.
So late in the parks that we're not hungry until like 8:39. So obviously this is avocado toast.
Avocado toast is one of the breakfast offerings.
But it's a vegan breakfast offering. I'm not a vegan, but I like avocados a lot, so I get avocado toast.
Now I got me a breakfast smorgasbord, Mickey waffle, scrambled eggs, bacon, home fries, which are just tots, and sausages. If you've been to any value resort, deluxe resort, or moderate resort in the past couple of years, you will recognize this breakfast as the lazy man's breakfast. Now, the main lobby area here at Caribbean Beach Resort is in the old Port Royale building. As you can see, they have plenty of seating available. They do request that you use mobile check-in so that you don't need to occupy much of this space unless you absolutely have to. And they also want you to keep socially distant from other parties, of course, while you're in here. So 2 parties that are unaffiliated should not sit close together in this main lobby area. And now it's time for me to change this mask out with something new and different from the shop. The Calypso Trading Post is the main gift shop here on property, and again, it is part of the old Port Royale, don't know how to pronounce it, main lobby building. You can find pretty much anything you need here. This is actually one of the more expansive gift shops we've visited at the varying resorts.
Well, I don't think we've been to that many.
No, but compare it to the Riviera where we've been more recently. That
Yeah,
gift
that
shop
feels
is pretty
pretty
small. And even the Animal Kingdom Lodge gift shop was big, but it didn't have quite this much diversity in merchandise.
Focused on Animal Kingdom style stuff.
Yeah. This gift shop had pretty much everything you could ever want, including the Christmas merch, which, as it is November 2nd, naturally we have all kinds of Christmas all about. I really like these luggage tags. I'm probably going to take one home tomorrow. Being a Walt Disney World resort, of course, most of the merch in the gift shop is Disney related, but not all of it. Some of it is just raw essentials, like wine. Pro tip, it is super cheap to buy a pack of 8 little Dasani water bottles versus the $4 this size water bottles that you can buy both here and in the park. Good to stay hydrated. There is free water in the parks as well, but if you're a bottle type like I am, this is the better deal.
So why did we buy these?
They also have a host of essential items like Advil, Pepto, floss, toothbrush. Ooh, that toothbrush is better than the one I actually brought. I should have just bought that one. Why are you so popular with your dead little eyes? Now again, our building is located in the Barbados area, which is right next to the old Port Royale. That's not a guarantee that a preferred room will be assigned to this quadrant. It could be assigned to Martinique, could technically be assigned to Jamaica or Aruba because they're closer to the Disney Skyliner station. And any of those...
Or the pool, like they might be closer to the many pools on the property.
Yeah, preferred can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
But as you can see, this resort spreads out over a couple miles. And it's not a terrible walk from one... I mean, we walked all the way from the Riviera back to Old Port Royale on our first night here, and it wasn't too bad. But if you're in a hurry, it would be best for you to take a look at the map, figure out where you're going, and find the shortest route. In each resort complex, be it Barbados, Aruba, Jamaica, etc., you have your own little quieter pool. Not quite as fun, no major water slides here, no major theming elements. But if you're desperate for a swim and the main pool isn't open, these pools actually open up earlier. Near as we can tell, all of these resort pools are basically the same, with the exception of the main lobby one. They just kind of vary in shape and size, but there's no...
Some sort of geometric shape. Terrace umbrella is the standard.
Yeah. So there's another option for you if you're desperate for a swim, or if you're a early morning swim laps type person. This might be the better pool option for you. Unlike the Skyliner and perhaps the Magical Express, the shuttle bus transportation to the Disney parks, you're always going to have a station nearby your resort area, which means usually a pretty short walk from your room to the nearest bus station. This one is the Barbados bus station, and it looks like it tees up the buses to the 3 parks that aren't Skyliner resorts, or rather 2 parks. And sometimes when the Skyliner is down, they run shuttle bus transportation to those parks as well.
Right.
You notice here comes a bus right now for Disney Springs. We're not getting on it. You have people waiting here, and there will be a line here as well, which for parks like Magic Kingdom and whatnot is going to back up all the way out here sometimes. Remember to keep your distance. One more pro tip about bus travel. The buses go along a pre-programmed route. The Riviera and the Caribbean Beach Resort are on the same resort loop. So the buses will pull into the Riviera first in most cases, loop their way around towards the Caribbean, which means starting at Martinique, then hitting Port Royal, and then hitting Barbados, and so on. If you are in the port, or if you're closer to the Barbados or the Port Royal, and you have a large group that absolutely must stick together, say 12 or 15, your best bet of getting everyone on the same bus is to walk all the way to the Martinique stop to make sure that you can board the first bus. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to fill the holes that the buses have left as they hit each stop. That said, we do not recommend traveling in a group of 12 to 15. That was something that we couldn't figure. We had a bus that stopped towards the last stop on the Grand Loop tour, and someone was trying to fit a group of 15 people on the bus. We had maybe 3 spots left. It was never going to work.
Might have to split up larger parties and just meet your friends and family at the park.
Yeah, it's your next bus is never going to be more than, I would say, 30 minutes to 45 minutes away. If you get there early and you can afford to split your party up, do so. It makes it a lot easier to get everyone to the same place. As we stated a couple times here, we are in the Barbados building, or the Barbados area, building 32. That places us towards the front of the resort. And our buildings in the Barbados area are kind of a salmony pink. The only difference from building to building really is the coloring. Everything is the same architecture-wise. Now the Caribbean Beach Resort is a 2-level resort with no elevators. So if you have someone that cannot do stairs or is not comfortable doing stairs, you're going to want to request a preferred room on the bottom floor, the first floor, rather than the second. Now the fastest way to get from the Caribbean Beach to either Epcot or Hollywood Studios is of course by Disney's newest form of transportation, the Disney Skyliner. And since, as luck would have it, we are on our way to Epcot this morning, it is our pleasure to show you the last stop on the Grand Tour, the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station. Katie was also overwhelmingly pleased to see that there is a Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company shack right outside the Skyliner station here. So if you're a morning person and you want to get straight to the parks, you can stop by here, grab your cup of coffee, and go! Got your morning caffeine?
Yeah, it's the pumpkin creme brulee cold brew. I don't know. I gotta drink it as pumpkin. It's humongous though.
You've been looking forward to that for a long time.
Yeah, so let me just grab a sip while I'm stationary and away from other people.
There will sometimes be a queue that backs all the way up into the main circle back there, but today it looks like the line's moving pretty quick. And it usually does move pretty quick. The only reason that the Skyliner will slow down is if there is inclement weather, or if they need to load somebody with a disability, in which case they need to pull a car off the track, load that person, and then pull that car back onto the track, which takes a couple minutes of slowdown. The Caribbean Beach Station is the transfer hub. If you're coming from Pop, if you're coming from Art of Animation, you're gonna have to hop off the first line and onto a new line. If you're going to Hollywood Studios, you may need to transfer again. If you're going to Epcot, you can actually ride it straight through the Riviera line if you board here. So as far as the Skyliner goes, the Caribbean Beach Resort is actually probably the best resort to start from.
Yeah.
Because then you never have to get off again until you reach your end destination.
Even if you're getting on at the Riviera, people will have already picked up here, so they have to wait for an empty one right now for you to jump on.
Yeah, which is going to take twice as long.
Yeah.
But during normal conditions, you would still have cars that were at capacity coming from this transfer station, and you might still need to wait.
Yeah.
Because they would load you in with other parties under normal circumstances.
Yep.
Right this way, foolish waters. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Cabin number 93, Walt Disney.
And that is that. And launch! Woo! Yeah! Alrighty everyone, that's going to do it for our grand resort tour of the Caribbean Beach. I know we didn't get to absolutely everything because we don't have access to certain rooms like the pirate rooms.
We are now sailing over Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, home to a collection of tropical villages inspired by the colorful architecture and lifestyle of the Caribbean islands.
But we hope that you've enjoyed what we did get a chance to show you, and we hope that it's been helpful. We don't normally do resort tours, but because it was our first time staying at the Caribbean Beach, we figured we might be able to create purpose-driven content here and help you guys out with figuring out where things are and what amenities are available during COVID-19. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. We love to meet new friends, talk to you in the comments. And if you think this is a terrible video, keep it to yourself.